चल हो जा शुरू।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
First session of Modi 3.0 and the 18th Lok Sabha session set to commence in just a few hours from now. Patna, Ranchi, Godhra, Deoghar and now Maharashtra. Uproar over NEET scam continues as a nexus. Five-city nexus emerges in the entire scam. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal moves top court against High Court's stay on his bail in Liquorgate probe. Big win for our forces in Uri as forces neutralize two terrorists and discover huge cache of arms and ammunition. No end to troubles for the Revanna family as Prajwal's brother Suraj Revanna has now been sent to judicial custody for 14 days. TDP ups the ante against Jagan Reddy, reveals other palaces allegedly commissioned on government property with taxpayers' money. At least 9 dead, 25 injured as gunmen attacked places of worship in Russia's Dagestan. We begin first up with a top focus this morning. It is the 18th session of the Lok Sabha that would commence today and end on 3rd of July. The first session will include oath taking and affirmation of newly elected members of Parliament, the election of the Speaker, as well as an address by President Draupadi Murmu, which will take place on 26th of June. Let's go across to Harsha. She's joining us live from Vijay Chowk. Harsha, it's going to be a showdown of sorts today in the parliament, we understand. But one of the top focus for the parliamentarians is also going to be the NEET scam investigation.
So Samiksha, right now reporting from the new parliament. Behind me is the new parliament building. The 18th Lok Sabha of the parliament will commence today. This is the first session of the 18th Lok Sabha, and we saw several proceedings in the 17th Lok Sabha of the parliament. But today is going to be very interesting because in this 18th Lok Sabha today, the newly elected 545 member of parliament will be administrating their oath ceremony, and that is the reason why today most of the member of parliament will be reaching at around 9 o'clock. The very important meeting. Prime Minister is going to meet all the newly elected member of parliament, and also the pro tem speaker Bharturi Mehtab has been given the responsibility for the assignment of the oath ceremony of the newly elected member of parliament, and he will be assisted by BJP Lok Sabha MPs Radha Mohan Singh and Faggan Singh Kulaste. Also opposition MPs K. Suresh and DMK leader T.R. Balu have been given the opportunity to assist Pro Tem Speaker Bharturi Mehtab in the oath ceremony of the newly elected member of parliament. But today there are going to be several issues which opposition is going to raise inside the parliament. The first and foremost being the NEET issue, which opposition has decided to take up in the parliament. Inside parliament, the Prerna Sthal has been shifted, the earlier place of protest which used to be. But today the opposition has decided to take up the matter before the oath ceremony at around 10 o'clock inside the parliament. Also, we have got to know the DMK leader T.R. Balu and Congress leader K. Suresh are not going. They have denied they are not going to assist Pro Tem Speaker in the the oath ceremony of the newly elected member of parliament. So today the entire top focus and attention going to be in this new parliament. Several procedure and guidelines have completely been changed in this first session of 18th Lok Sabha. For an example, like the security protocols have been completely handed over to the CISF body, and also we know that this time 50% of the member of parliament will be allowed to park their car outside the parliament but not the inside. We have also got to know that most of the family members of the newly elected members of parliament will be arriving today to witness the oath ceremony of the respective family members. So this is the latest what we are gathering from inside the parliament. But today also there is going to be so many attention points inside parliament, because the entire focus of opposition is going to be on the pro tem speaker and also on the NEET fiasco. What we have learned so far is that the opposition is going to demand the discussion in this 18th Lok Sabha on the NEET issue, and that is the reason the first statement is going to come out from the RJD MP Manoj Jha at 9 o'clock. So we have to wait and watch exactly how the entire day is going to transform. But yes, we know that since 11 o'clock till the evening 5 or 6 o'clock, the oath ceremony will be taking and will be underway inside parliament. Back to you.
Harsha, stay with us. That's exactly the point I was coming to. The election of the pro tem speaker. The opposition has raised resistance when it comes to the election of the pro tem speaker. Why is it that they would want K. Suresh to be chosen over the elected pro tem speaker in this case? What exactly is the justification for choosing, for the opposition wanting K. Suresh to be chosen as the pro tem speaker?
So the appointment, Samisha, the appointment of the pro tem speaker took place 4 days back when Parliamentary Affairs Minister Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju announced that the pro tem speaker is Bhartuhari Mehtab. He is the 7-time Lok Sabha MP who represents the Cuttack Lok Sabha, and the opposition has been stating that this is the injustice cited on the opposition because K. Suresh is the longest serving member of parliament in the parliament. He has served 8 times, and why the opportunity was denied to him. But Kiran Rijiju, Parliamentary Affairs Minister, clearly stated that the rule book says, Samiksha, that a member of parliament has to be continuously member of parliament for the till the 7th or the 8th term if he wants to be the pro tem speaker. In the case of K. Suresh, twice he was defeated. That is the reason why he could not be given the opportunity as a pro tem speaker. There was a break in his Lok Sabha tenure, while in case of Bhartuhari Mehtab, there was no break. He was continuously member of parliament, and that is the reason he has been considered by the government to be the pro tem speaker. There's no injustice cited upon the opposition leaders. This Kiran Rijiju clearly stated, and there's going to be no backing from the side of government. Bhartuhari Mehtab will only today indice the oath ceremony of the newly elected member of parliament, and the ruling party and the government has left it to the opposition whether they want to assist Bhartuhari Mehtab or not. It is up to them. But the BJP MPs Radha Mohan Singh and Phaggan Singh Kulaste, they both will be with pro tem speaker to assist the oath ceremony of the newly elected member. So now we see a political row has erupted inside parliament on the pro tem speaker, and this will get to know today itself when K. Suresh and DMK leader T.R. Balu will not assist the Bhartuhari Mehtab. So this was the political row and uproar on the selection of Bhartuhari Mehtab as the pro tem speaker. But the 26th of June is going to be very interesting because the actual election of the speaker of the parliament, speaker of the Lok Sabha, will take place on 26th, and more ruckus will be seen inside parliament in the coming days. Back to you.
All right, Harsha, thank you for the moment. Also, we will wait and watch whether the education minister also issues a statement in the parliament or not on the NEET scam. For now, we move on to the other story we are tracking, this one from JNK, where a park delegation arrived in Jammu to discuss the 1960 Indus Water Treaty that was signed way back by Jawaharlal Nehru and Ayub Khan, which aimed to resolve water disputes between India and Pakistan. So Pakistan delegation that arrived in Jammu on Sunday evening, yesterday, as part of neutral expert proceedings to inspect 2 hydroelectric power projects in Jammu and Kashmir under the Indus Water Treaty. Let's go across to Gursimran. He's joining us live right now. Gursimran, take us through the details. coming in. Once again, take us through the importance of this treaty that was signed way back between Jawaharlal Nehru and the Pakistan minister. What exactly can be expected today?
Yeah, good morning, Samiksha. And right now we are outside the private hotel where the Pakistani delegation is staying. The Pakistani delegation is expected to leave in next 60 minutes. The cavalcade is all set for the Pakistan delegation. A 5-member Pakistani delegation has arrived here. That includes the secretary from their Ministry of Water Resources, Sayyid Ali Murtaza, along with the Sayyid Muhammad Meher Ali Shah, who is the Pakistani Commissioner for the Indus waters, along with Muhammad Omar Farooq, Tariq Javed Bhatti and Sumair Siraj Khan. These are the officials from the Ministry of their water resources that has come here, and Gaurav is showing you the visuals that the security cavalcade is all set for the Pakistani delegation to leave. From here they will be heading to the Jammu airport, from where they will be going to the Kishtwar district, wherein they will be inspecting the Ratle power project, hydropower project, as well as the Pakaldul power project. Apart from that, they are also expected to go to Doda. It is going to be a 4-day long visit, and not only the Pakistani delegation, but there are neutral experts from the United States as well as the Russia, those who have also come. As part of the 1960 Indus water treaty that was signed by the India and the Pakistan, the Indus water goes to the Pakistani side, but with an embargo that India can use it for their domestic purpose. Last time the Pakistan went to the International Court of Arbitration against the India's hydropower projects. However, it was left red-faced from there also, because India has made it amply clear that they are not breaching the Indus water treaty agreement. Apart from that, we have seen that since abrogation of Article 370 and 35 alpha, there have been regular Pakistani stance that they won't be sending their delegation. But now what has happened, that the Pakistan has softened their stand, which means that the Pakistan has also understood that the abrogation of Article 370 has happened, and it is the talk of the gone day that the restoration will take place. And that's why we have seen that Pakistan has sent their delegation for the first time. This 5-member delegation, along with the neutral experts from the United States and the Russia, along with the experts from the India, it is going to be a total of 40-member delegation that is here, and that is going to Kishtwar today. We are told that they will be having a thorough discussions on the India's hydropower projects, and also a detailed report will be made in the presence of the neutral experts. It happens annually. It is an annual process, but Pakistan for the last 5 years, they have decided to remain abstain. And in March 2022, when Indian delegation went for the discussions, Pakistan raised objection and demanded that there needs to be commission on the Indus water treaty. However, India has made it amply clear that India stood by what has happened in 1960, and India will follow it with the true spirit. Now it has to be seen that what will be the outcome of this meeting or the discussions that will take place in next couple of days, Samiksha. But one thing is very important, that the Pakistan has changed its stance. The Pakistan's hard stand against the abrogation of Article 370, not sending their delegations to India, but now their delegation is in India. That means the Pakistan has understood that the abrogation of Article 370 is something that has been stamped upon, and it is irreversible. Samiksha.
Yes, so all right, Gursalman, thank you for the moments to Pakistan delegation in Jammu. For now, we move on to the other big stories we are tracking. Now, the anger across the nation continues to simmer over the NEET scam, as the postponement of exams has now dampened the very spirit of thousands of NEET aspirants, in fact, lakhs of aspirants. Meanwhile, investigations and arrests continue. Also to add here that after the Patna and the Godhra link, the tentacles of the NEET scam have now reached Jharkhand and even Maharashtra's Marathwada region. 6 people, meanwhile, have been arrested in Jharkhand itself, while 2 have been detained in the state of Maharashtra.
The probe into the NEET scam is only growing more and more scandalous. In the latest, 6 people were arrested in Jharkhand's Deoghar district in connection with irregularities in NEET exam. Police officials are quizzing the 6 accused after they were produced for their medical tests. After Patna and Godhra, now the investigation has also reached Maharashtra's Marathwada region. According to sources, out of the 2 detained, one is said to be working in Latur, whereas another in Solapur. Sources also revealed both the suspects who were detained are teachers. The revelations of NEET scam investigation are leaving the citizens shell-shocked with each passing day. Despite the centre's move to sack the NTA's DG Subodh Kumar Singh and replace him with Pradeep Singh Karola, students are out on the streets, protesting against the injustice being done to their careers.
Paper leak has come out from where the malpractices initially started, the Godhra, Haryana and Bihar. Majorly the investigation will roll out from those places and also around these coaching centers whose role will be questioned. But the entire country, whether SEBI is going to investigate, those things are yet not revealed by Education Ministry, but we have to wait and watch exactly what will happen and how the investigation proceeds, because right now Education Ministry is tight-lipped on how and where the investigation has proceeded till now. All over India, total 63 students have been given show cause notice and also will be debarred from giving the future NEET exams in future. They will not be allowed, and 17 students are from Bihar, 30 students are from Godhra. These are the numbers which we exclusively got from the Education Ministry. The number of students involved in malpractice in the NEET exam who have been served notice. We are also getting to know that the role of coaching centers, almost 4,500 coaching centers all over the country is in question, and there are several suspicions on the coaching center, and almost 1 lakh students who are studying in this 4,500 coaching centers, those are also in question. Therefore, detailed investigation will also be done by CBI in the coaching centers as well.
The students are frustrated, and the postponement of exams has only dampened their spirits. The big question is, when will the perpetrators be brought to book? The nation wants an answer.
Meanwhile, the political war of words over the NEET scam has taken center stage with the first session of the 18th Lok Sabha set to commence in just a few hours. Amid the nationwide outrage, the BJP has even launched salvo on attacks by Congress leader Shashi Tharoor. In fact, Shashi Tharoor's remark on social media about people of UP that has left the BJP fuming. Multiple BJP netas have hit back at the Congress leader for his remarks.
Amid nationwide outrage over NEET scam, Shashi Tharoor's crude pun on Uttar Pradesh has drawn the BJP's ire. Union Minister Jitin Prasad called out the Congress leader's insult and stated that the people of UP have been stereotyped, humiliated. Tharoor punned on the words Uttar Pradesh to mock BJP at a time students and the opposition are up in arms.
मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं, पुख्ता जानकारी आने पर दोषियों को कड़ी से कड़ी उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई की जाएगी। एनटीए हो या एनटीए में कोई भी बड़ा व्यक्ति हो, जो इसमें दोषी पाया जाएगा, इसके खिलाफ सख्त कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
Union Minister Hardeep Puri also went all guns blazing in his response to Tharoor, stating UP is also home to the quote-unquote first family that all Congress members swear by. While the centre is facing fury over the conduct of public exams, the Congress may have gone too far this time by putting the paper leak taint on UP and its people.
Now, in a big win for our forces, 2 terrorists have been neutralized in Uri, and a huge cache of arms and ammunition have also been recovered. A statement that has also now come in from the J&K DGP, who said that those who have been helping the terrorists should be tried under the Enemy Agents Act. A very stern warning coming in from the DGP of J&K, who says that those who are found supporting terrorists will be dealt under the Enemy Agents Ordinance, which is much harsher than the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Listen in to that statement that's come in from the DGP of J&K.
हमारे एनिमी एजेंट एक्ट में सजा जो है वो मिनिमम है लाइफ इम्प्रिजनमेंट और डेथ. देयर इज नो अदर ऑफ मने पनिशमेंट. इट इज ए हार्शर लॉ देन यूएपीए. उसमें लिखा है टेररिस्ट एसोसिएट ऑफ ए टेररिस्ट एंड acting as an agent of the enemy who are coming from outside, who have no locus standi here. वो आके जब हमको मारने के लिए, हमारे निहत्थे लोगों को मारने के लिए, बिल्कुल बेकसूर लोगों को मारने के लिए आ जाते हैं, और उनको जो साथ देता है, उनको एनिमी एजेंट के तहत आई एम श्योर हमारे जो इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसीज लिए हैं उसको उसके दायरे में लाएंगे इनको, और इनको सजा दिलाएंगे.
And let's go across to Arawat. Arawat, once again take us through this strong statement that's coming in from the DGP-1. And are the anti-terror operations still on in Uri as we speak?
Absolutely, Shamika. Today is a day 3 for the Uri operation, which is underway from last 2 days in the Uri sector. Today it does 4th day. Yesterday, once again, operation was suspended due to the darkness, but this morning, with the first light, operation has been started once again. This is a big win for the security forces and other security agencies, as this operation concerned related to the intelligence operation. The int was generated by the intelligence agencies that the number of 5 terrorists coming out from the Pakistan launching pads, and they have entered the Golan area in the North Kashmir's Uri sector. After that, the joint teams of the forces have launched the cordon and search operation in the Uri area 2 days ago, and contact established yesterday morning. 1 terrorist was killed, and the huge cache of arms and ammunition have been recovered. Late night yesterday, another dead body spotted off, and there's a total. So far, 2 terrorists have been killed in this operation, and the huge cache of arms and ammunition have been recovered from them. In fact, if we'll talk about this area in the North Kashmir's Baramulla Golan, earlier we have seen in the 90s or after 90s, sometime Pakistan terrorists used the same track to reach this side. In fact, we have access to the satellite pictures in visuals. You can see these pictures, and other ambushes are laid in the forest areas in the Uri sector. It was a bit difficult for the forces to conduct operation because at the 5 and 6 p.m. in the evening there is zero visibility, and in the morning till 6 a.m. there is zero visibility. So it's difficult terrains and the harsh weather condition. Anytime the weather changes abruptly, and that's why operation is taking much time. Today is the 3rd day, and the 2 terrorists have been killed. There was report of intelligence-based agencies that the 5 terrorists are planning to enter this side. After that, this operation was launched. In fact, if we'll talk about this statement that has come from the DGP Jammu and Kashmir, Arnab Goswami, that the strict action will be taken against if anyone from here will support the outsiders like the Pakistani terrorists we have seen days before in the North Kashmir, Sopur. One top terrorist, Usman, who was the IED mastermind, has been neutralized by the forces. Like that type of terrorists who are not locals, who have came from the across border, and whosoever will provide any logistic or shelter to anybody will be dealt strictly. We have also seen recently in the Riyasi operation, the attack took place, and there are 2 he has in the local hand in that attack. That's why this action
report is going on and on and on.
Yes.
All right, Arawat, thank you for the moment. So Arawat getting us details of the anti-terror operations. 2 terrorists have been neutralized in Uri as we speak. And in the other big story that we are tracking from the state of Karnataka, where trouble has only been mounting for the Revanna brothers after the JDS MP Prajwal Revanna was arrested on charges of sexual assault. His brother Suraj Revanna too has been arrested over charges of unnatural sexual offences. The case in fact came to light after a party worker had filed an FIR against Suraj Revanna.
After Prajwal Revanna was arrested in the Karnataka sleaze tape scandal, trouble now seems to be mounting for his brother Suraj Revanna. The JDS MLC was arrested and sent to 14 days of judicial custody in the Bengaluru Central Prison. This after a JDS worker registered an FIR against him, charging him of sexual assault. The high-profile case has been transferred to the CID by the Karnataka government. Terming the allegations baseless, Suraj Revanna's legal team said they will apply for bail today.
Filed our wakalatnama, and based on that, the judicial custody has been remanded for a period of 14 days, and the next date of hearing would be 6/7, that is 6th of July 2024. As of now, we don't have any instructions with regard to the bail matter. So once we have an update, we take appropriate instructions.
His father, former Karnataka minister and JDS MLA H.D. Rana, termed the allegations of sexual abuse a conspiracy against his son. H.D. Rana further said that he has full faith in God and the judiciary and that the truth would emerge. Suraj, meanwhile, has also refuted the charges against him and has alleged that the FIR has been filed against him in a bid to extort over 5 crore rupees. In fact, before being arrested by the police, Suraj called it a political conspiracy against him.
ಇದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಪಿರಸಿ. ಬಟ್ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಇವತ್ತು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಥವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂಥವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವರು ಇವರು ಯಾರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ತನಿಖೆ ಪ್ರಗತಿಲಿದೆ, ಸತ್ಯಾಸತ್ಯತೆಗಳು ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ತವೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಜನನೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
Congress leader and Karnataka Home Minister G. Parameshwara has, however, denied any conspiracy or political angle into this.
And they found, there may be some truth in it. So, when police have taken a case, they have registered an FIR. And naturally, once the FIR registered, they look into evidences. And, most probably they would have found some evidence. And that is why they have taken him to custody. I don't see any conspiracy theory. I don't see any political angle to this.
The cases against the Revannas has opened a can of worms for the political family in Karnataka.
And tracking the latest on the Israel-Hamas war, Israeli Defense Minister is in the US for a key meet with leaders in Washington, D.C. In fact, before his departure, the Israeli Defense Minister made a significant statement about Israel's preparedness for action in multiple regions, which includes Gaza and Rafah as well. In fact, we expect that the visit would cover critical discussions on the next phase of military operations by Israeli forces in the Gaza region.
Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant departed for the United States to hold a key meeting with US officials. Before his departure, Gallant firmly asserted the stand of the Jewish state that they are prepared for any action in their defense.
ארצות הברית היא בעלת הברית החשובה ביותר שלנו, המרכזית ביותר שלנו, והקשרים בינינו חשובים וחשובים במיוחד, אולי יותר מאשר אי פעם, בימים האלה. בפגישות האלה אדון על הקורא בחזית עזה, בחזית לבנון, ויש להן חשיבות מכרעת בעת הזאת. אנחנו ערוכים לכל פעולה שתידרש, גם בעזה, גם בלבנון וגם במקומות נוספים.
Gallant's visit is anticipated to cover the final stage of the ongoing war as Israel transitions its military operations to Phase C in the Gaza Strip. This visit follows remarks from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who recently claimed that the United States is withholding weapons needed for the war in Gaza.
אני מעריך מאוד את התמיכה של הנשיא ביידן והממשל האמריקני בישראל. מאז תחילת המלחמה, ארצות הברית נתנה לנו תמיכה חשובה מאוד ברוח ובחומר, באמצעי ההגנה ובאמצעי ההתקפה. אבל לפני כ4 חודשים חלה ירידה דרמטית באספקת החימושים שהגיעו מארצות הברית לישראל. במשך שבועות ארוכים פנינו לידידינו האמריקנים בבקשה להאיץ את המשלוחים. עשינו זאת פעם אחר פעם. עשינו זאת בדרגים הגבוהים ובכל הדרגים. ואני רוצה להדגיש, עשינו זאת בחדרי חדרים. קיבלנו כל מיני הסברים, אבל דבר אחד לא קיבלנו. המצב הבסיסי לא השתנה. פריטים מסוימים הגיעו בטפטוף, אבל המסה הגדולה של החימושים נשארה מאחור.
Tensions between the West and Israel have since been simmering. President Joe Biden has delayed delivering arms to Israel, citing concerns about civilian casualties in Gaza. The conflict has now entered its 9th month, and international criticism of Washington's support for Israel's onslaught in Gaza continues to grow. Since October 7th, Israel has responded with a bombardment and invasion of the Gaza Strip, a conflict that has left over 1 million Palestinians caught in the crossfire. Catastrophe, casualties, chaos. All this while a ceasefire deal is far on the horizon.
Now, tragedy struck Russia's Dagestan province as a coordinated attack by gunmen left at least 9 dead and 25 injured. The terrorists were seen dressed in black attire. They were even captured on video, roaming the streets, targeting churches, synagogues as well. Among the casualties are 7 officers, a priest and a church security guard as well.
At least 9 people have been killed and 25 injured in what appears to be coordinated attacks by gunmen in Russia's southernmost Dagestan province. Terrorists in black outfits roamed the streets. Attacks have been reported in churches, synagogues, and a police traffic stop in the cities of Derbent and Makhachkala. Unknown individuals opened fire on an Orthodox church and a synagogue, resulting in a massive inferno outbreak at the scene. According to Russian media reports, 2 terrorists in Derbent and 4 in Makhachkala have been neutralized. Among the dead are 7 law enforcement officers, a priest, and a church security guard. The National Anti-Terrorism Committee declared a counter-terrorist operation regime in Dagestan after the attack.
Now, in news from Ukraine, after a massive Russian bombing in Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, where residents are still struggling to rebuild their lives. 3 people were killed and dozens were injured in the strike that was carried out by the Russian forces. In fact, during the same attack, 41 others were also injured when 4 aerial bombs hit a 5-story building in Kharkiv region.
A massive Russian bombing in Ukraine's Kharkiv region has left 3 dead and 38 injured. Ukraine's second largest city faced severe attacks. Vehicles destroyed, residential buildings damaged, debris blocked the roads. Residents struggled to rebuild their lives after the strikes. Another 41 were injured when 4 aerial bombs hit a 5-story residential building. In a separate incident, a Ukrainian attack resulted in 5 deaths and over 100 injuries.
В результате террористической совершенно атаки киевского режима на город Севастополь летом, праздничный день, хорошую погоду, когда люди отдыхали на пляже, да, кассетным боеприпасам американского производства. К сожалению, у нас сейчас на настоящий момент 124 пострадавших. Из них 3 погибших детей и 2 погибших взрослых. Плюс в настоящее время 5 детей находятся в реанимации 5-й городской больницы.
After the attack, the Russian Investigative Committee has opened up a criminal case under Article 205 of the Russian Criminal Code pertaining to laws against acts of terrorism. Mikhail Razuvayev, the city's appointed governor, has declared a day of mourning following the devastating attacks. Both Russia and Ukraine remain on edge amidst escalating tensions.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
And news coming in from China's Hunan, where parts of central and southern China have been hit by heavy rains since Friday, which has led to severe flooding and landslides in the Hunan province. 6 people have been killed as a result of rains. More than 15,000 people have been displaced in one of the provinces due to the flash floods in southern Guangdong province. At least 47 people have lost their lives. whereas in Fujian province, 6 fatalities have been reported. And in news that's coming in from Italy, where thousands took to streets in Latina in Italy protesting the tragic death of an Indian agricultural worker, Satnam Singh. The incident note has even highlighted severe issues of exploitation and negligence faced by migrant workers in Italy. The community now remains united in their demand for justice for Satnam Singh, who lost his life.
Thousands of people marched in Latina in Italy, demanding justice for 31-year-old Indian agricultural worker Satnam Singh. Singh died after a tragic accident involving a plastic wrapping machine. He was severely injured, and instead of receiving immediate medical attention, he was allegedly abandoned by his employer. The demonstrators, waving trade union flags, expressed their outrage over the exploitation and poor working conditions faced by migrant workers in the region. Reports suggest that tens of thousands of Indian migrants work in the fields of Latina, often underpaid and overworked.
Ucciso dallo sfruttamento, dal caporalato, dall'indifferenza, dalla disumanità di chi l'ha mollato senza un braccio mangiato da un macchinario, senza portarlo a curarsi perché si poteva salvare. E non ci sono lavoratori e lavoratrici di serie A o di serie B. Questo vuol dire che chiunque ha a cuore la democrazia in questo paese, la nostra Costituzione, qui c'erano istituzioni, c'erano sindacati, associazioni, c'erano forze politiche, deve fare la sua parte.
The Indian community members in Latina are particularly affected by this incident. They gathered in solidarity, demanding justice and raising their voice against the rampant exploitation in the agricultural sector. The company owner is now under investigation for manslaughter and criminal negligence. In response to this tragedy, a strike in the agricultural sector will take place today throughout the province of Latina. Protesters hope that this will bring much needed attention to the plight of migrant workers and lead to reforms.
Now, in the Brazilian city of Rio de Janeiro, thousands staged protest voicing their opposition to a controversial bill regarding abortion laws in the country. The demonstrators were joined by carnival groups carrying posters and calling out the government to scrap the impending vote on the bill.
Protesters marched along Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro to voice their opposition to a bill that would further criminalize abortion in Brazil. The controversial bill, proposed by conservative lawmakers and headed for a vote in the lower house of parliament, seeks to criminalize the termination of a pregnancy after 22 weeks as homicide. A law that could lead to a punishment of up to 20 years in prison. Many women dressed in the iconic red cloaks and white bonnets led the resistance against what they call patriarchal oppression.
Nós estamos aqui para mostrar para o mundo que o nosso útero pertence a nós, o nosso corpo é nosso, nosso Estado é laico, nosso país não tem que se meter no corpo das mulheres. Estamos aqui para falar isso para o mundo, porque as mulheres estão muito em todas as nações desrespeitadas.
Demonstrators carried posters, stickers, and banners to express their dissent. Experts note that late access to abortion often reflects broader inequalities in healthcare, affecting children, poor women, women of color, and those living in rural areas.
Então está tendo mobilizações do país inteiro dizendo criança não é mãe, estuprador não é pai. Por quê? Porque esse projeto de lei, ele equipara o aborto após a 22ª semana de gestação ao crime de homicídio. O aborto é legal em situações de casos de estupro, de violência sexual. E a grande parte de quem acessa esse direito são meninas.
Due to the widespread backlash and numerous protests across the nation, the bill is not expected to be voted on until next year.
Heading to a very short break for now. When we come back, we'll get you the latest from the state of Andhra Pradesh. TDP ups the ante against Jagan Reddy, reveals other palaces allegedly commissioned on government property with taxpayers' money. At least 9 dead, 25 injured as gunmen attack places of worship in Russia. Now, Croatia and Italy are set to face each other in the Euro Cup, which in fact marks a crucial game for both the teams as their survival for the Euro 2024 is at stake. The match between Croatia and Italy also promises to be a gripping battle as both eye a victory in the next round of the European Championship.
After an intense match between Croatia and Albania, and after Italy's defeat against Spain, the stage is set for a do-or-die clash between Croatia and Italy. Both teams are set to face off with their Euro survival at stake. The Group B match between Croatia and Albania was a last-minute thriller, with Albania equalizing the score in the 95th minute. This dashed Croatia's hopes of advancing to the qualifiers. Currently, Spain leads Group B with 6 points from 2 wins, while Italy has 3 points from 2 matches, winning 1. Albania and Croatia each have 1 point from 2 matches with 0 wins. The two-time Euro winners have judged their opponents' abilities well.
Abbiamo visto la Croazia, abbiamo visto che anche nella sconfitta 3-0 con la Spagna ha creato diverse occasioni, poteva fare più di un gol, quindi più che paura direi grande rispetto, perché conosciamo tanti dei giocatori presenti in rosa, sappiamo l'esperienza che hanno giocato più di 80 partite insieme. E spesso non succede neanche in un club magari che i giocatori giochino così tante partite insieme. Quindi ripeto, abbiamo grande rispetto, ma penso che la batosta presa con la Spagna qualche giorno fa ci abbia lasciato tanto, ci abbia in qualche modo unito ancora di più, perché quando si vince è sempre facile far gruppo, far festa, è quando si perde che deve uscire il vero valore dell'uomo, il vero valore del giocatore.
Defending champions Italy must avoid this defeat against Croatia in their final group game to secure advancement in the European Championship. Croatia's head coach is all prepared for this knockout encounter.
Pa evo još jedna, malo prije sam rekao, povijesna utakmica u nizu naših povijesnih utakmica koje mi igramo. Uvijek su teške, evo, mi smo spremni, ja se nadam će biti dobro sve skupa, svi su zdravi, osim Vide koji se ozlijedio na treningu prije 2 dana, tako da on neće biti u kadru za utakmicu. Ovo drugo je sve u redu, svjesni smo situacije u kojoj jesmo, svjesni smo da je ta knockout faza došla za nas već sada, ali bez produžetaka i svjesni da nama igra samo pobjeda.
With both teams facing a high-stakes showdown, the match between Croatia and Italy promises to be a gripping battle, as they both eye a victory in this next round of Euro 2024.
Today, all eyes will also be on the India versus Australia match in West Indies. This will be a super decisive 8th clash of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup match. With India undefeated and Australia needing a win to stay in contention, the match promises high stakes and intense competition to look forward.
The Dade and Sami Cricket Ground in St. Lucia is all set for a T20 World Cup showdown tonight, India versus Australia. India, undefeated so far, leads the Super 8 standings. Rohit Sharma's Indian team is on a roll. Meanwhile, Australia aims to bounce back after a recent defeat to Afghanistan. India's path to the semi-finals looks promising with a strong net run rate of plus 2.425. A victory or a close loss could secure their spot, while Australia, with a net run rate of plus 0.223, needs a substantial win to stay in play. The match outcome also hinges on external factors, especially the weather. A potential washout would give each team a point, favouring India's progression to the semi-finals. For Australia, a win is imperative, not only to secure a spot in the semis, but also to improve their run rate. Should they falter, Afghanistan's performance against Bangladesh will decide the final qualifier.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
And here's another news in brief that is coming in. Visuals from Mexico, where the Volkswagen Beetle enthusiasts organized a vehicle parade in Mexico City a day after Car Models International Day was also celebrated. This model of the car in Mexico was discontinued, but restored and remade vintage models rolled on in the Mexican capital, where they remain highly popular. The old school models, once driven as taxis, used to dot city blocks as quirky look was captured the fascination of many across the globe. And here's a look at stories in brief from the world of entertainment. Bollywood couple Sonakshi Sinha and Zahir Iqbal tied the knot in presence of their family and friends. In Mumbai, the couple had been dating for the last 7 years. After their intimate wedding celebration, the couple held a reception that was attended by celebrities from the glamour world. Sonakshi made her first public appearance after tying the knot with Zahir Iqbal, looking stunning in a red sari that she had accessorized with a red bindi and sindoor. The couple also shared photos from the intimate wedding ceremony on Instagram. The first song of Prabhas and Deepika Padukone starrer Kalki 2898 AD will be unveiled in Mathura today. The makers of the highly anticipated film shared a new poster with a river bank and temple on the side of the ghat with poster that said, unveiling the theme of Kalki 2898 AD on the steps of Mathura. The dystopian science fiction action film is written and directed by Nag Ashwin and also features Amitabh Bachchan and Kamal Hassan. Days after actor Anupam Kher's office was ransacked by two thieves who stole negatives of films and 4.15 lakh rupees in cash, the Mumbai police has nabbed the robbers. The robbers were identified as Majid Sheikh and Muhammad Daler Baharim Khan. Anupam Kher even took to Instagram handle and shared the news with his fans and thanked the Mumbai police for the swift action. In news from the Mexico City, where dozens of people raced down the street in Mexico City wearing high heels to raise awareness of LGBTQ+ rights. This was in fact the third edition of the 200-meter race that took place a week ahead of Mexico City Pride, which is one of the world's largest LGBTQ+ celebrations. Rock veterans The Pretenders and Johnny Marr thrilled the crowds at the Isle of Wight festival in southern England. The former guitarist of the Smiths played tracks by the iconic 80s band along with own solo material. And we begin this edition of our broadcast with the latest that we are tracking on the 18th session of the Lok Sabha of the Parliament that would commence today. In fact, the opposition, as we understand, plans to rake up the NEET scam in the Parliament. We are also expecting a statement that could come in from Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan in the Parliament today. So a fiery session that is expected. 18th session of the Lok Sabha, where newly elected MPs will also be taking oath including Prime Minister Modi. So a stormy session today, and one of the issues that will be taken up by the opposition to corner the centre is going to be the NEET scam. Among other issues, all of this while newly elected parliamentarians will be taking oath in the 18th session of the parliament that would commence today. Let's go across to Harsha. She's joining us with the latest on that. She's joining us live from the Vijay Chowk. Harsha, to begin with, we understand sources telling Republic that Dharmendra Pradhan could also issue a statement when it comes to the NEET investigation. Can we expect that statement, one, and which are the issues that will be taken up by the opposition today?
So, Samiksha, we are learning that yesterday there was an off-cam briefing by Dharmendra Pradhan, Education Minister, very clearly stated that the opposition demand, the opposition is continuously demanding to discuss on the NEET scam issue, and the statement will be issued by Dharmendra Pradhan. But whether it will happen today or not, that's not clear, because today the entire day will be going in the oath ceremony of the newly elected Member of Parliament. But the day is going to start with Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressing the country at around 10 o'clock, and after that address, Prime Minister is going to meet the newly elected Member of Parliament, and after that the oath ceremony will begin. So it's highly unlikely that any issue from the Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan will be made today inside the Parliament. But yes, opposition is going to raise the issue of NEET scam today by staging a protest inside Parliament. Samiksha, we have seen the 17th Lok Sabha, and in the entire 17th Lok Sabha, how the opposition continuously created ruckus, chaos and staged protests at the Gandhi statue inside the Parliament. So similar things are going to be witnessed today from inside the Parliament, with opposition staging a protest and demanding more investigation, detailed investigation into the NEET scam. However, Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan clearly have stated that he is going to respond to all the questions of opposition till now, what the Education Ministry has done with the sacking of the NEET, with the sacking of the NTA DG Subodh Kumar to reinstating the new DG, and also on the CBI, which has taken over the investigation of the NEET scam, and how the notices have been sent to 17 students in Bihar and 30 students in Godhra for the malpractice in the NEET fiasco. So this entire decision till now, which has been taken by the Education Ministry, all will be given by Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan today in the Parliament. But right now, the latest we are learning is that opposition is all set to take up the NEET issue inside the Parliament today, with demanding more detailed investigation into it. Back to you.
Yes, Harsha, all said and done, the opposition has also raised doubts, questioned the election of the pro tem speaker. What are the issues that the opposition has raised when it comes to the election of pro tem speaker in the Parliament?
So, Samiksha, we know that how the pro tem speaker Bhartuari Mehtab was decided, and decision was taken of his appointment as pro tem speaker. There are certain rules and guidelines in the Lok Sabha for the election of the pro tem speaker, and Bhartuari Mehtab was elected after following several rules and framework of the Constitution, which clearly says the Member of Parliament should be the senior most, and he should be senior most and in the continuous term of being the Member of Parliament till 7th or till 8th term of his being the MP. And in this case, Bhartuari Mehtab is the only Member of Parliament who has stayed as the Member of Parliament till for almost 7th term in the Lok Sabha. Cuttack he represents as the BJP MP, and that is the reason why he was elected, while K. Suresh was not elected because of he not being a Member of Parliament for continuously 8 terms, and that is the reason why he was not given the position of pro tem speaker, and that is the reason why opposition is continuously raising demand that the K. Suresh should have been made pro tem speaker, and injustice have been cited upon the opposition leaders, and BJP has done it intentionally. They are questioning it, but now there's no point of it, because Bhartuari Mehta will be today assisting all the Member of Parliament to take the oath, and also Radha Mohan Singh and Faggan Singh Kulaste, 2 BJP MPs, will be assisting. And today, Samiksha, this matter of pro tem speaker and opposing the appointment of pro tem speaker will get to see inside Lok Sabha, when K. Suresh and DMK MP TR Balu, these 2 important opposition members who have also been given the responsibility to assist pro tem speaker, they will not be seen along with pro tem speaker. They are going to boycott it. They are going to stage a protest of it, and they are also going to raise this demand inside Lok Sabha. Back to you.
Yes, Harsha, thank you for the moment. So, Harsha, they're tracking the latest. It's going to be a fiery session in the parliament today. Harsha, we will keep coming back to you, but note the NEET scam investigation has only been getting murkier and deeper with each passing day. In fact, there is a 5-state connection that has now surfaced, be it the Bihar link, the Jharkhand link, even Maharashtra link and Gujarat link that has surfaced in this whole scam. As the CBI has taken over the NEET scam investigation, here's a look at what we know so far as the probe into NEET scam is concerned, which has in fact affected more than 24 lakh aspirants.
The probe into the NEET scam is only growing more and more scandalous. In the latest, 6 people were arrested in Jharkhand's Deoghar district in connection with irregularities in NEET exam. Police officials are quizzing the 6 accused after they were produced for their medical tests. After Patna and Godhra, now the investigation has also reached Maharashtra's Marathwada region. According to sources, out of the 2 detained, one is said to be working in Latur, whereas another in Solapur. Sources also revealed both the suspects who were detained are teachers. The revelations of NEET scam investigation are leaving the citizens shell-shocked with each passing day. Despite the centre's move to sack the NTA's DG Subodh Kumar Singh and replace him with Pradeep Singh Karola, students are out on the streets, protesting against the injustice being done to their careers.
Paper leak has come out from where the malpractices initially started, the Godhra, Haryana and Bihar. Majorly the investigation will roll out from those places and also around these coaching centers whose role will be questioned. But the entire country, whether CBI is going to investigate, those things are yet not revealed by Education Ministry, but we have to wait and watch exactly what will happen and how the investigation proceeds, because right now Education Ministry is tight-lipped on how and where the investigation has proceeded till now. All over India, total 63 students have been given show cause notice and also will be debarred from giving the future NEET exams in future. They will not be allowed, and 17 students are from Bihar, 30 students are from Godhra. These are the numbers which we exclusively got from the Education Ministry. The number of students involved in malpractice in the NEET exam who have been served notice. We are also getting to know that the role of coaching centers, almost 4,500 coaching centers all over the country is in question, and there are several suspicions on the coaching center, and almost 1 lakh students who are studying in this 4,500 coaching centers, those are also in question. Therefore, detailed investigation will also be done by CBI in the coaching centers as well.
The students are frustrated, and the postponement of exams has only dampened their spirits. The big question is, when will the perpetrators be brought to book? The nation wants an answer.
And while all focus of the Central Bureau of Investigation is to get to the bottom of the NEET scam investigation, there is more related news break that is just coming in. In fact, it's a fresh plea that's been filed in the top court with demand for ED probe into the alleged irregularities in the NEET scam investigation. So a fresh petition that's been filed in the top court, with petitioners now asking for ED probe to be initiated into the NEET scam. This is the NEET UG 2024 exam in which 24 lakh aspirants had appeared. The petitioners seek a money laundering investigation into the NEET scam. Let's go across to Riyanka. She's joining us from outside the top court. Riyanka, the Central Bureau of Investigation is already probing the NEET scam. But there is a fresh demand for ED investigation to take place. Take us through the details of this fresh plea that's been filed.
See, now a fresh petition has been filed in the Supreme Court where there has been demand of the ED investigation into the irregularities in the NEET undergraduate 2024 examinations. Now, the petitioners had earlier sought for CBI probe, and there have been demands from the students for conduction of re-NEET. But now a fresh petition has been filed for the ED to take action into this particular matter. The petitioners now demand that the ED should slap the PMLA against the accused and act accordingly so that this particular case gets some momentum. And from the other side, we know that the CBI is already investigating the entire matter. It is to be seen whether the top court grants the enforcement directorate to take action in this case or not. We have to see when will this matter be listed. Till then, we know that the petitioners now want that the enforcement directorate comes in and slaps the PMLA against the accused.
All right, Priyanka, thank you for the moments. So fresh plea in top court. We'll keep coming back to you for more on that. And moving on to the other aspect of the NEET scam, it's a political war of words that has now taken center stage when it comes to the NEET scam. This with first session of the 18 Lok Sabha session that will commence in just a few hours, and it seems that NEET issue will be taken up in the parliament. In fact, the BJP has already launched a fresh attack on the Congress after the latter's remarks. It was Shashi Tharoor who made a remark on people in Uttar Pradesh in relation to the NEET scam investigation. Take a look at this report on the war of words between the BJP and the Congress over the NEET scam.
Amid nationwide outrage over NEET scam, Shashi Tharoor's crude pun on Uttar Pradesh has drawn the BJP's ire. Union Minister Jitin Prasad called out the Congress leader's insult and stated that the people of UP have been stereotyped, humiliated. Tharoor punned on the words Uttar Pradesh to mock BJP at a time students and the opposition are up in arms.
मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं, पुख्ता जानकारी आने पर दोषियों को कड़ी से कड़ी उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई की जाएगी। एनटीए हो या एनटीए में कोई भी बड़ा व्यक्ति हो, जो इसमें दोषी पाया जाएगा, इसके खिलाफ सख्त कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
Union Minister Hardeep Puri also went all guns blazing in his response to Tharoor, stating UP is also home to the quote-unquote first family that all Congress members swear by. While the centre is facing fury over the conduct of public exams, the Congress may have gone too far this time by putting the paper leak taint on UP and its people.
And let's move on to the other story we are tracking, this one from J&K, where a Pak delegation arrived in Jammu to discuss the 1960 Indus Water Treaty that was signed way back by Jawaharlal Nehru and Ayub Khan, which aimed to resolve water disputes between India and Pakistan. In fact, the Pakistan delegation arrived in Jammu yesterday as part of neutral expert proceedings to inspect two hydroelectric power projects in J&K under the Indus Water Treaty. So that's the reason why the Pak delegation is in Jammu, this to discuss and rather, in fact, to resolve the water dispute between India and Pakistan and discuss the 1960 Indus Water Treaty that was signed between Jawaharlal Nehru and Ayub Khan. We'll just go across to Gursimran as well to get us the details of the agenda for this delegation having arrived in Jammu, but a very crucial visit given that it aims to discuss a 1960 Indus Water Treaty that was signed between Jawaharlal Nehru and Ayub Khan. Gursimran is joining us live right now. Gursimran, take us through the details. What can be expected in this delegation meet, as we understand that the Pak delegation arrived in Jammu yesterday evening?
Yes, so Miksha, right now we are outside the hotel where the Pakistani delegation, 5-member Pakistani delegation is staying, and I'll request Gaurav to keep showing you the visuals that the cavalcade is all set in next 5 to 10 minutes. The Pakistani delegation will leave from this very place and they will head towards the Jammu airport, from where they will be heading towards the Kishtwar and then to the Doda. This is a 4-day-long visit of the Pakistani delegation in which they will be having discussions with the Indian counterparts as well as the neutral delegation that is here. The 5-member Pakistani delegation includes Sayyid Ali Murtaza, who happens to be the Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Water Resources, along with the Sayyid Ali Muhammad Meher Shah, the Pakistani Commissioner for the Indus Water, and 3 other officials from their ministry. That includes Mohammad Farooq, Tanveer Bhatti and others that have come here, and now a threadbare discussions will take place. This comes amid the backdrop of the Pakistan's objection that the Pakistani side has raised in 2022 March, when they said that there needs to be a commission for the Indus waters, after which the investigation, they went to the International Court of Arbitration on the Indus Water Treaty. I'll request Gaurav to keep showing you the visuals that the security has been beefed up, and the vehicles of the Pakistani delegation has been lined up. In a couple of minutes from now, we can expect that they will be leaving. 8:20 is the time, Samiksha, when they are expected to leave, and under heavy security cover, they will be leaving from here, Samiksha, in a short while from now.
All right, Gursimran, we'll keep coming back to you for updates on that. So, Gursimran, they're reporting live from outside that very hotel where the park delegation stays put. Gursimran, thank you for the moment. And moving on to the other big story, we've been tracking this one, the Liquorgate probe. Kejriwal, in fact, has filed a fresh plea in top court, seeking a stay on the order that's been passed by Delhi High Court, which had ordered a stay on trial court order, which granted him bail. So remains to be seen whether that relief comes in for Arvind Kejriwal or not. But for now, note, Delhi Chief Minister remains in the Tihar jail. He's moved the top court, seeking a stay on High Court order. Sources even say that Kejriwal's lawyers are seeking an urgent hearing in the matter. Let's go across to Riyanka. She's joining us live from outside the top court. Riyanka, we can expect action today, but talk to us about the kind of arguments that can be presented on part of Kejriwal's counsel in the top court today.
See, we know that Arvind Kejriwal has knocked the doors of the Supreme Court after the High Court stayed his bail, which was granted by the trial court. And well, we know that this particular petition seeks an urgent hearing from the top court. It is likely that the Supreme Court vacation bench will be taking up this matter today. We know that how the High Court in the previous time, in the last hearing, had reserved its order and stayed the bail of Arvind Kejriwal, which was granted to him by the Rouse Avenue Court, and this all happened within 48 hours. And now we see how Arvind Kejriwal's legal team has in fact sought an early hearing. Kejriwal calls the High Court's direction that it has lost its sight. So this has been mentioned in the plea. In terms of the arguments, well, we saw how earlier the ED constantly mentioned that the investigation needs to be held more strictly, and they need time because they are still looking for the money trail. 100 crore kickbacks, only 45 crore has been found till now, so the rest needs to be investigated thoroughly. On the other hand, Kejriwal's lawyers have been constantly saying the fact that this all has been transpired and the ED is working on the behest of the centre, which is why dates after dates have been given, and he can be given a regular bail at this point in time because there has been no proof whether he is the key conspirator. So on these lines we can expect several arguments to take place. We have to wait and see whether the Supreme Court takes up the matter. It will be mentioned by Kejriwal's lawyers today. It is likely that the matter will be taken up. Then we can see what happens next, because we also know how the High Court will be giving out its order, which it has reserved. Most likely the High Court order will come tomorrow. So several dramatic developments will take place regarding the liquor scam case, and Arvind Kejriwal to be in jail for now. We have to see what happens next.
Okay, all right, Riyanka, thank you for the moment. And we move on to the other story. We are tracking this one from J&K, where it's another win for the forces, as 2 terrorists have been neutralized in Uri. Along with that, a huge cache of arms and ammunition have also been recovered. In fact, adding to that, a strong statement that's now coming from the J&K DGP, who says that those aiding the terrorists would be tried under the Enemy Agents Act. A very strong warning coming in from the J&K top cop, saying that the Enemy Agents Act is going to be tougher than the UAPA. Listen into that statement.
हमारे एनिमी एजेंट एक्ट में सजा जो है वो मिनिमम है लाइफ इम्प्रिजनमेंट और डेथ. देयर इज नो अदर ऑफ पनिशमेंट. इट इज ए हार्शर लॉ देन UAPA. उसमें लिखा है टेररिस्ट associate of a terrorist and acting as an agent of the enemy who are coming from outside, who have no locus standi here. वो आके जब हमको मारने के लिए, हमारे निहत्थे लोगों को मारने के लिए, बिल्कुल बेकसूर लोगों को मारने के लिए आ जाते हैं, और उनको जो साथ देता है उनको एनिमी एजेंट के तहत आई एम श्योर हमारे जो इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसीज लिए हैं उसको उसके दायरे में लाएंगे इनको, और इनको सजा दिलाएंगे.
And let's quickly go across to Arawat. He's joining us live from Baramulla. Arawat, take us through the details. Are the anti-terror operations still underway in Uri 1? And also the number of terrorists who've been neutralized by the forces.
Absolutely. This is a big win for the security forces that the 2 terrorists have been neutralized in this joint operation. Today is the day 3rd of the same operation which started 2 days ago. It was an intelligence-based operation that the int was generated by the agencies that there are some terrorists in the number of 5 are trying to cross line of control in the North Kashmir's Uri sector. After that, the massive search was launched and 2 terrorists have been killed so far in this operation. And you have seen here in the visuals, these are the difficult forests there in the dense terrains there. That's why the operation is taking time. So far, 2 terrorists have been killed in the joint operation, and the huge cache of arms and ammunition have been recovered so far. We have also learned from our intelligence agencies that 250 terrorists are active at the different launching pads in the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and they are trying to create disturbance in the Kashmir Valley, and they are trying to cross the fence anytime from now. That's why security has been beefed up from line of control areas to other cities and towns. And this is a big win for the forces that the 2 terrorists have been killed in this joint operation. We have recently seen in the Jammu region that how terror attack took place. After that, now they are trying to create a disturbance in the Kashmir Valley, but forces are alert to foil every single nefarious attempt from the Pakistan-based agencies. We have also learned the killed terrorists who are affiliated with the Lashkar-e-Toiba. And we have recently seen how the top IED mastermind Usman has been killed in North Kashmir's Baramulla district, and this encounter comes after 2 days of that same very encounter that took place in the North Kashmir's Rafiabad. And in this joint operation, 2 terrorists have been killed so far, which is a big win for the security forces. This operation, which is underway in the Golan village in North Kashmir's Uri sector, 2 terrorists have been neutralized in this operation. The joint operation is conducted by the Rashtra Rifles Special Operation Group of Jammu and Kashmir and BSF. So far, 2 have been killed and such are on in the area. There are possibilities that the more 3 terrorists might be hiding in the nearby forest, and the coordinated search operation was extended to other nearby forests yesterday late night. So far, the massive combing operation is going on. Everything is being monitored by the CCTV surveillance, and night vision thermal cameras have also been placed by the security agencies to foil every single nefarious attempt from the Pakistan-based agencies.
All right, Arawat, thank you for the moment. So 2 terrorists neutralized in Uri, and anti-terror operations still underway as we speak. And we move on to the other story. We are tracking this one from Andhra Pradesh, where the ruling TDP in the state is ramping up its scathing attack on former Chief Minister Jagan Reddy. This specifically after initially exposing Jagan's palace on the hills. The TDP has now revealed details of multiple similar properties that Jagan had commissioned to be built on government land, that too with taxpayers' money.
After the palace on the hills of Rashikonda, more skeletons of Jagan's mega splurge are tumbling out. TDP has shared clips of sprawling under construction properties across Andhra, claiming that Jagan was building them at the expense of the public exchequer. TDP claims the former CM was raising palatial buildings on government land. The ruling party in Andhra Pradesh says Jagan was satiating his quote-unquote lust for palaces by milking the people dry. Coming down heavily on Jagan Reddy, TDP leader Nara Lokesh says the former CM treated Andhra as his quote-unquote grandfather's property. Lokesh claims Jagan allocated more than 42 acres on lease for 33 years at just ₹1,000. Lokesh alleges that Jagan was building palaces by stealing over 500 crore from the people. The TDP also shared clips of illegal palaces claiming that the YSRCP chief was building it on land belonging to the Water Resource Department. Stepping up the heat on Jagan, TDP shared another clip of another eye-popping property allegedly built on encroached government land. The sprawling building is located in East Godavari district. TDP says officials have been issued notices for building palaces without permission. TDP claims Jagan raised another luxurious property in Srikakulam district, ignoring the irrigation needs of northern Andhra. The Telugu Desam party claims crores in public money has been wasted in raising the property. The TDP further alleges that the property was being built at Pepadu village in Srikakulam. As the TDP cranks up the heat on Jagan's splurge, the YSRCP chief has plenty to answer for in the People's Court.
Very good morning. We begin this edition of Live and Breaking, live this morning with our business segment. This is the news that's coming in relation to the action that's been initiated by SEBI that is probing Quant mutual funds for front-running and has even conducted raids in multiple cities, which includes searches at the mutual fund's premises. In response, the mutual fund has pledged full cooperation and investigation. Let's go across to Rajat. He's getting us all those details. Rajat, Quant Mutual Fund is under scanner of the SEBI for alleged irregularities. Take us to the details.
Yes, Samiksha. So what we are picking up, and this is a big news as far as mutual fund market is concerned, the market regulators, Securities Exchange Board of India has started investigation into a matter which involves Quant Eco Mutual Fund, which is one of India's growing mutual fund houses in the country. And the allegation against them that they were involved in the front running, which is unfair trading practice in the financial markets and is considered as a crime. That's what SEBI conducted a series of operations across various premises of Quant mutual funds ranging from Hyderabad, Mumbai and to Delhi. Also, what we are picking up is that front-running activity SEBI is investigating in it, and Quantico yesterday came up with a statement saying that they are committed and they are going to fully cooperate with the investigation of the SEBI going forward. And just to tell our viewers, Quantico had 8 million folios and they have an asset under management of 93,000 crores. And also just to tell our viewers what exactly the front running is. So front running is an unfair trading practices which involves broker who knows that what their client are going to do, what their clients are going to do in the market. Suppose if the client is going to do the buy order in the market, the broker will know, and then he will, anticipating the price of the stock, will buy or sell accordingly. And as suppose a company is going to buy the stocks, and the broker will also buy it, anticipating that prices will go up, and will sell once the prices goes up. So this is kind of a market manipulation, and it's considered a serious crime. What remains to be seen is what leads and what will be the culmination of this investigation, or if this allegation is proved, then what kind of step market regulator is going to take, Samiksha.
All right, Rajat, thank you for the moment. And that being said, we understand that Quant runs third largest small cap fund in the country with assets under management amounting to as much as 20,000 crore rupees. We'll be tracking that story very closely. For now, the other business story that we are tracking, this in relation to the traffic congestion. In a bid to tackle the ongoing congestion at the airports across the country, aviation experts are now considering a range of innovative measures, from additional baggage scanning counters to even introduction of battery-operated cars for passengers. These proposals aim to to enhance passenger experience and even efficiency, which seems like an interesting move to bring about order at India's busy airports. Here's a detailed report.
In a bid to alleviate congestion at airports across India, various innovative measures are being considered by aviation experts. From additional baggage scanning counters to the introduction of battery-operated cars for passenger transport, several proposals are on the table. Despite successful trials at major airports like Delhi, Mumbai and Bengaluru earlier this year, the final implementation of these initiatives have faced delays. In December 2023, the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security extended deadlines for installing 3D computed tomography X-ray machines and full-body scanners at select airports. While a CTX machine at Bengaluru Airport has proven beneficial, broader implementation remains pending. Meanwhile, the Civil Aviation Ministry, in collaboration with the Union Home Ministry and Bureau of Immigration, introduced the Fast Track Immigration. This initiative aims to streamline immigration and immigration processes for pre-verified travelers, potentially easing airport congestion. These projects are being looked at in modernizing India's airport infrastructure to meet growing passenger demands efficiently.
And let's move on to our international segment as we closely track the Israel-Hamas war. Israeli Defense Minister visited the US to meet his counterpart. In fact, details coming in that issues regarding ceasefire deals was taken up in this visit by the Israeli Defense Minister. It's even said that Netanyahu is now considering winding down the Gaza operations.
Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant departed for the United States to hold a key meeting with US officials. Before his departure, Gallant firmly asserted the stand of the Jewish state that they are prepared for any action in their defense.
ארצות הברית היא בעלת הברית החשובה ביותר שלנו, המרכזית ביותר שלנו, והקשרים בינינו חשובים וחשובים במיוחד, אולי יותר מאשר אי פעם, בימים האלה. בפגישות האלה אדון על הקורה בחזית עזה, בחזית לבנון, ויש להן חשיבות מכרעת בעת הזאת. אנחנו ערוכים לכל פעולה שתידרש, גם בעזה, גם בלבנון וגם במקומות נוספים.
Gallant's visit is anticipated to cover the final stage of the ongoing war as Israel transitions its military operations to Phase C in the Gaza Strip. This visit follows remarks from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who recently claimed that the United States is withholding weapons needed for the war in Gaza.
אני מעריך מאוד את התמיכה של הנשיא ביידן והממשל האמריקני בישראל. מאז תחילת המלחמה, ארצות הברית נתנה לנו תמיכה חשובה מאוד ברוח ובחומר, באמצעי הגנה ובאמצעי התקפה. אבל לפני כ4 חודשים חלה ירידה דרמטית באספקת החימושים שהגיעו מארצות הברית לישראל. במשך שבועות ארוכים פנינו לידידינו האמריקנים בבקשה להאיץ את המשלוחים. עשינו זאת פעם אחר פעם. עשינו זאת בדרגים הגבוהים ובכל הדרגים. ואני רוצה להדגיש, עשינו זאת בחדרי חדרים. קיבלנו כל מיני הסברים, אבל דבר אחד לא קיבלנו. המצב הבסיסי לא השתנה. פריטים מסוימים הגיעו בטפטוף, אבל המסה הגדולה של החימושים נשארה מאחור.
Tensions between the West and Israel have since been simmering. President Joe Biden has delayed delivering arms to Israel, citing concerns about civilian casualties in Gaza. The conflict has now entered its 9th month, and international criticism of Washington's support for Israel's onslaught in Gaza continues to grow. Since October 7th, Israel has responded with a bombardment and invasion of the Gaza Strip, a conflict that has left over 1 million Palestinians caught in the crossfire. Catastrophe, casualties, chaos. All this while a ceasefire deal is far on the horizon.
And one of the other big stories that we are tracking is from Russia. This is a terror attack which has been reported in Russia's southernmost province, which has already claimed lives of 15 policemen, a priest, and even civilians for that matter. In fact, we understand that these terrorists barged into religious places and attacked the policemen, the priests, and civilians in the region.
At least 9 people have been killed and 25 injured in what appears to be coordinated attacks by gunmen in Russia's southernmost Dagestan province. Terrorists in black outfits roamed the streets. Attacks have been reported in churches, synagogues, and a police traffic stop in the cities of Derbent and Makhachkala. Unknown individuals opened fire on an Orthodox church and a synagogue, resulting in a massive inferno outbreak at the scene. According to Russian media reports, 2 terrorists in Derbent and 4 in Makhachkala have been neutralized. Among the dead are 7 law enforcement officers, a priest, and a church security guard. The National Anti-Terrorism Committee declared a counter-terrorist operation regime in Dagestan after the attack.
And in news that's coming in from Ukraine after a massive Russian bombing in Ukraine's second largest city, which is Kharkiv, where residents are struggling to rebuild their lives. 3 people were killed and dozens were injured in the strike which happened. In fact, during the same attack, 41 others were injured when 4 aerial bombs targeted a 5-story building in the Kharkiv region.
A massive Russian bombing in Ukraine's Kharkiv region has left 3 dead and 38 injured. Ukraine's second largest city faced severe attacks. Vehicles destroyed, residential buildings damaged, debris blocked the roads. Residents struggle to rebuild their lives after the strikes. Another 41 were injured when 4 aerial bombs hit a 5-story residential building. In a separate incident, a Ukrainian attack resulted in 5 deaths and over 100 injuries.
В результате террористической совершенно атаки киевского режима на город Севастополь летом, праздничный день, хорошую погоду, когда люди отдыхали на пляже, да, по кассетным боеприпасам американского производства. К сожалению, у нас сейчас на настоящий момент 124 пострадавших. Из них 3 погибших детей и 2 погибших взрослых. Плюс в настоящее время 5 детей находятся в реанимации 5-й городской больницы.
After the attack, the Russian Investigative Committee has opened up a criminal case under Article 205 of the Russian Criminal Code pertaining to laws against acts of terrorism. Mikhail Razuvayev, the city's appointed governor, has declared a day of mourning following the devastating attacks. Both Russia and Ukraine remain on edge amidst escalating tensions.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
And the news that's coming in from China, these are parts of central and southern China which have been hit due to heavy rains since Friday, which has even led to severe flooding and landslides. In Hunan province, 6 people have been killed. 3 are said to be missing after landslide was reported in Jinhuang. More than 15,000 people have been displaced in one of the provinces, whereas in southern Guangdong province, at least 47 people have lost their lives. So these are central and southern parts of China which have essentially been hit as a result of heavy rains. Authorities have even issued a red alert for landslides for several provinces, where over 7,000 residents have been evacuated so far. And in news that's coming in from Italy, where thousands took to streets in Latina protesting the tragic death of an Indian agriculture worker, Satnam Singh, the incident has even highlighted severe issues of exploitation and negligence that's faced by migrant workers who've been working in Italy.
Thousands of people marched in Latina in Italy, demanding justice for 31-year-old Indian agricultural worker Satnam Singh. Singh died after a tragic accident involving a plastic wrapping machine. He was severely injured, and instead of receiving immediate medical attention, he was allegedly abandoned by his employer. The demonstrators, waving trade union flags, expressed their outrage over the exploitation and poor working conditions faced by migrant workers in the region. Reports suggest that tens of thousands of Indian migrants work in the fields of Latina, often underpaid and overworked.
Ucciso dallo sfruttamento, dal caporalato, dall'indifferenza, dalla disumanità di chi l'ha mollato senza un braccio mangiato da un macchinario, senza portarlo a curarsi perché si poteva salvare. E non ci sono lavoratori e lavoratrici di serie A o di serie B. Questo vuol dire che chiunque ha a cuore la democrazia in questo paese, la nostra Costituzione, qui c'erano istituzioni, c'erano sindacati, associazioni, c'erano forze politiche, deve fare la sua parte.
The Indian community members in Latina are particularly affected by this incident. They gathered in solidarity, demanding justice and raising their voice against the rampant exploitation in the agricultural sector. The company owner is now under investigation for manslaughter and criminal negligence. In response to this tragedy, a strike in the agricultural sector will take place today throughout the province of Latina. Protesters hope that this will bring much needed attention to the plight of migrant workers and lead to reforms.
And moving on to the other big story that we are tracking, this one from Brazil, where protests have only been escalating over abortion law bill. In fact, protesters claim that this bill, if it goes through, will equate late abortion to homicide. Take a look at the detailed report on the protests escalating across Brazil.
Protesters marched along Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro to voice their opposition to a bill that would further criminalize abortion in Brazil. The controversial bill, proposed by conservative lawmakers and headed for a vote in the lower house of parliament, seeks to criminalize the termination of a pregnancy after 22 weeks as homicide. A law that could lead to a punishment of up to 20 years in prison. Many women dressed in the iconic red cloaks and white bonnets led the resistance against what they call patriarchal oppression.
Nós estamos aqui para mostrar para o mundo que o nosso útero pertence a nós, o nosso corpo é nosso, nosso Estado é laico, nosso país não tem que se meter no corpo das mulheres. Estamos aqui para falar isso para o mundo, porque as mulheres estão muito em todas as nações desrespeitadas.
Demonstrators carried posters, stickers, and banners to express their dissent. Experts note that late access to abortion often reflects broader inequalities in healthcare, affecting children, poor women, women of color, and those living in rural areas.
Então está tendo mobilizações do país inteiro dizendo criança não é mãe, estuprador não é pai. Por quê? Porque esse projeto de lei, ele equipara o aborto após a 22ª semana de gestação ao crime de homicídio. O aborto é legal em situações de casos de estupro, de violência sexual. E a grande parte de quem acessa esse direito são meninas.
Due to the widespread backlash and numerous protests across the nation, the bill is not expected to be voted on until next year.
Heading to a very short break. When we come back, we'll get you the latest From the country, TDP ups the ante against Jagan Reddy, reveals other palaces allegedly were commissioned on government property using taxpayers' money. Also, in the latest on the terror attack in Russia, at least 15 killed, 25 injured as gunmen attack places of worship in Russia's Dagestan. Croatia and Italy are set to clash in Euro Cup today. This, in fact, marks a crucial game for both the teams as the survival for the Euro 2024 is at stake. The match, in fact, between Croatia and Italy also promises to be a gripping battle as both eye a victory in the next round of the European Championship.
After an intense match between Croatia and Albania, and after Italy's defeat against Spain, the stage is set for a do-or-die clash between Croatia and Italy. Both teams are set to face off with their Euro survival at stake. The Group B match between Croatia and Albania was a last-minute thriller, with Albania equalizing the score in the 95th minute. This dashed Croatia's hopes of advancing to the qualifiers. Currently, Spain leads Group B with 6 points from 2 wins, while Italy has 3 points from 2 matches, winning 1. Albania and Croatia each have 1 point from 2 matches with 0 wins. The two-time Euro winners have judged their opponents' abilities well.
Abbiamo visto la Croazia, abbiamo visto che anche nella sconfitta 3-0 con la Spagna ha creato diverse occasioni, poteva fare più di un gol, quindi più che paura direi grande rispetto, perché conosciamo tanti dei giocatori presenti in rosa, sappiamo l'esperienza che hanno giocato più di 80 partite insieme. E spesso non succede neanche in un club magari che i giocatori giochino così tante partite insieme. Quindi ripeto, abbiamo grande rispetto, ma penso che la batosta presa con la Spagna qualche giorno fa ci abbia lasciato tanto, ci abbia in qualche modo unito ancora di più, perché quando si vince è sempre facile far gruppo, far festa, è quando si perde che deve uscire il vero valore dell'uomo, il vero valore del giocatore.
Defending champions Italy must avoid this defeat against Croatia in their final group game to secure advancement in the European Championship. Croatia's head coach is all prepared for this knockout encounter.
Pa evo još jedna, malo prije sam rekao, povijesna utakmica u nizu naših povijesnih utakmica koje mi igramo. Uvijek su teške. Evo, mi smo spremni, ja se nadam da će biti dobro sve skupa, svi su zdravi, osim Vide koji se ozlijedio na treningu prije 2 dana, tako da on neće biti u kadru za utakmicu. Ovo drugo je sve u redu, svjesni smo situacije u kojoj jesmo, svjesni smo da je ta knockout faza došla za nas već sada, ali bez produžetaka i svjesni da nama igra samo pobjeda.
With both teams facing a high-stakes showdown, the match between Croatia and Italy promises to be a gripping battle, as they both eye a victory in this next round of Euro 2024.
Heading to a very short break. When we come back, we'll get you latest on what's happening back home. TDP ups the ante against Jagan, reveals other palaces allegedly commissioned on government property with taxpayers' money. Also, at least 15 killed, 25 injured as gunmen attack places of worship in Russia's Dagestan.
Powered by. Well, a very good morning to all our viewers watching Republic TV. I'm Kriti Mehta. We're live and breaking now at Live AM. Big stories lined up for you in this bulletin, viewers, from the NEET scam that's likely going to be rigged up by the opposition in the parliament today as the first session begins. 2 stories coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, where a panel is in Kishtwar for the Indus Water Treaty. All that and more, but first a quick check of the headlines.
American Pistachio presents cracking news of the hour.
session of Modi 3.0 and the 18th Lok Sabha is set to commence in just a few hours. Patna, Ranchi, Godhra, Deoghar and now Maharashtra. Huge uproar over NEET scam. It gets bigger after 5 city nexus emerges. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal moves the Supreme Court against High Court's stay on his bail. Big win for our forces in Uri as forces neutralize 2 terrorists and discover a huge cache of arms and ammunition. No end to troubles for the Ravanna family as Prajwal's brother Suraj has been sent to judicial custody of 14 days.